Hey, what's up everyone? This is Salam Yagi from salamcareers.com, and on this video I will be sharing with you tips and strategies on how to find and apply for jobs for 2021 as a recent graduate. If you are new to this channel, consider subscribing. I post videos on everything you need to know on how to find and land your first job as a recent graduate, and also how to be successful within your first year of work experience. So let's jump to it. First and foremost, set up your LinkedIn profile. It's really important to have a LinkedIn profile. I will be posting a future video on how to properly fine-tune your LinkedIn profile, but for now, make sure that you set it up. Make sure that you have your profile picture in where you have studied and whatever relevant volunteering and work experiences you had, and start adding people and connecting with people and to build up your network. Even if you are not graduating yet, you still have 6 months or a year ahead. Start from now. This will pay dividends in the future. Next, let's categorize different career options. So by that, from my personal experience, I studied civil engineering. And I had different career options to choose from. I could do structural design for buildings, I could do bridge design, transportation, environmental, planning, project management, and even sales. Sales is very versatile and can be applied in different careers as well. So we have different options. Just list down the top 3 career options that are interesting and appealing to you so that you start applying for those different job applications. But don't get stuck there. If you are applying a lot and not getting any response, consider the 4th, 5th, or even career options that are not really interesting to you, because you will gain lots of benefits here. Like for example, you will be benefiting from gaining soft skills. The difference between different career options are always the hard skills that are different. Designing bridges is different than designing buildings or planning for transportation. So those are the hard skills associated with different career options. But the soft skills that are associated in any work are always applicable across the board. For example, you will be learning how to work with team members, how to be a team member, or how to work with teams. You will also learn how to deal with your manager and how to work under a manager. You will learn some time management skills. You will also learn how to deal with HR, with finance, and the whole job application process. So those are tremendous benefits for you to gain from any work you do. If you don't find jobs in careers that are interesting to you, don't get stuck there. Go to different career options and gain those soft skills so that you can transition and pivot to the career option that is interesting to you. From my personal experience again, I started as a planning engineer. I thought that I would like it. I thought this is what I want to do. So I got a job, and then 6 months down the road, I quit. I didn't like it. But what happened is that I was interacting with the business development manager in that company, and at the time I didn't even knew that sales is something engineers can do, and I didn't know that it would be interesting to me. But through my interaction with him, I found it very interesting, and after 6 months I decided to quit and just pivot to sales and business development, and here I am, end of 2020. I'm doing technical sales and business development, and I like it. So if it wasn't for that career option that didn't work out for me, I might not have been doing something that I enjoy doing. That's why don't get stuck with one option, consider all your options. Next, for each career option, let's categorize different postings into different priority levels. So we'll have priority number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So for priority number 1, those are for job postings in companies that you personally know people in. Those people don't necessarily have to be HR people or hiring managers or CEOs. It's just any person you know that work in that company. What you can do is you will apply for a job, and then you will reach out to those people and say, hey, I applied for this job. Here is my CV. This is my job application number. Could you please refer me to the hiring manager? Some companies might have a referral program where employees can refer other people, and some companies are just informal and they can just forward your email to the hiring manager. So it's always good to reach out to those people, and that's why you consider this as your first priority, is where you personally know people in those companies. Priority number 2 is to apply for companies that have a dedicated recent graduate program. So some companies, especially the big ones, would have a specific and tailored recent graduate program for recent graduates such as yourself. So the way it works is that you apply for that company for the recent graduate program, and then what they do is they will rotate you into different departments within their company for 2 years or 3 years, or depending on the length of that program. You will gain experience in different departments, and then you will find your passion. This is beneficial for both you and the company. So the company will be investing in you in order to find out what really interests you, so that you stick around in the same company and start delivering results. And for them, the benefit is that they make sure that you are doing something you like and something you will stick around in and stay with them for the long term. So it's a win-win scenario. And that's why it's really great to apply for those companies. Let's jump to my laptop and I will show you some examples of companies that have those recent graduate programs. Alright, to find recent graduate programs online, there are 3 ways that I recommend. First is to go to linkedin.com, and on that platform there is always the jobs section. If you click on that, and on the search bar just type graduate program, and make sure that you are including quotation marks within them. This is to make sure that the results will always include the phrase graduate program in them. And the location, you can just keep it wide, Canada, or you just can go the city you are, the country you are in. I live in Canada, so I'll just keep it wide. I'm flexible in moving. I'll just keep it this way and hit the search. And as you can see here, it come up with a few options. So for example, there is new graduate program with a company called Bison Transport. So let's see, if you scroll down, it says here entry level, which is great. But let's see what's the program overview. The goal of this new graduate program, NGP, is to invite new grads, which is great, blah, 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 full-time capacity, which is awesome. Assignment C, this means it's also a rotation program, operations administration, customer service, fleet dispatch, pricing, etc., etc. If you go down to the requirements, they ask for the degree, and usually they will specify which degree they're looking for. If we go down, this is another one for an entry-level Java developer program. Here is another graduate program, Build the Future. If we scroll down, and they have bolded out the things that are interesting. So it's a 1-year rotation program, amazing. It looks like it's followed by an international 3-year rotation, which is also good. So if you are flexible and you are able to move around, they have also said that you have one of the requirements is to be graduated within the last 18 months, which is really awesome. And the same goes for other companies. You just keep on scrolling down and finding different opportunities that will be aligned with your criteria. Now, another website that I recommend is Google Jobs. So if you search Google Jobs, and just go down here to view all jobs, and the same concept, you just type here graduate program with quotation marks, you hit enter, and then you can filter out the location and just make it anywhere if you are flexible, or you can choose the city that you are interested in. And the same concept, you just skim through and see whichever fits you. But you will see that there are some results associated with universities. So usually they refer to a master's degree or a PhD degree as a graduate program too. So if you're not interested in that, you can just skip it. The last way that I recommend is by searching in Google the company name followed by graduate program. So for example, in civil engineering, I know a company called AECOM has a graduate program. So if I just search AECOM graduate program or recent graduate program, it will just show you some results here, which will tell you that they have a graduate program. For example, if I search Uber for software developers, again, you will see that they have some careers for university graduates. And same goes for many companies. Say that I want to apply for Facebook, type Facebook graduate program. And the same goes here, students and graduates, Facebook careers. So you will see that many companies have their own graduate programs. You can just search for them. And the reason this is a good strategy as well, because if they don't have a posting right now, they might not appear in job search portals, but you will at least keep note of them and just apply whenever they have those careers open. So let's get back to the video. Priority number 3 is to apply for companies where you have a virtual connection in. Not necessarily you know them personally, but you know them virtually in any social media platform. Whether you are connected to them on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, anywhere virtually on social media, this is your third priority. Apply for those companies and ask them for referral again. And a pro tip here is that don't ask them a generic question. Don't just go, can you please refer me to your company and get me hired? this is a generic question. You are putting too much pressure on them. Be specific in your question. Do your homework first, customize your CV and apply for the company, and then ask them to refer you to a specific job posting and also share with them your application number. This will increase your chances of them replying back to you. Because if you ask them a generic question, you are putting too much pressure on the other person. It's like you are asking them to search in their company portal, find the right job that fits your skills, and then they should go ask for a referral, especially that they don't know you on a personal level. But when you show that you have done your homework first, you have customized your CV, you have applied for the job, and you have all the information laid out, they know that you are serious and they know that you might be worthy of working with them in that company. They will be feeling more inclined to recommend you, especially that it's just about referring or forwarding an email. You've done everything beforehand. So make sure you do that. Priority number 4 is for companies where you have mutual connection in. In LinkedIn, it's called second connection. On Facebook, it's called mutual connection. It's the same concept, where you have one person or multiple people in common between you and that person. Same thing, do your homework first, apply for the company, add those people on social media, especially on LinkedIn, and then start having those conversations with them so that they can refer you to their company. The 5th priority is the rest of the companies. It's totally doable to get hired in a company where you know no one in. I will actually post a video in the future showing you how to network with people and get hired in companies where you know no one in. I've done multiple interviews in companies where I know no one in. It's just about networking, so stay tuned when I release that video. You can hit the subscribe button and the ring button to get notified when I do that. But for now, just apply for those companies and later you can apply some networking skills. Another pro tip here is apply through different platforms. First of all, always apply through company portals. Usually you will create a profile within their own platform and then you can apply. This is easy for them to screen different candidates. And also apply through LinkedIn. Some companies would allow you to apply through your own LinkedIn profile. And this is why it's important to have a fine-tuned LinkedIn profile that is appealing to the hiring managers or to the HR people. So also, if you have an option to apply through LinkedIn, do that, and it's totally fine to apply twice on the company portal and LinkedIn profile. It doesn't harm anyone. So if there is an option, do that. Finally, customize your CV. Again, I will be releasing a video on how to customize your CV for different job postings. For example, how to find out the major keywords on those job postings and how to put them in your CV and why this is important, why this will increase your chances of getting an interview. But for now, make sure that you have different templates of your CV or your resume for your different career options. So if you have 3 different career options, have 3 different CVs. They don't have to be drastically different. You are still a recent graduate. You don't have much experience to talk about, but still you can show different coursework you have done or different volunteer works you've done or different projects you have done in your university. So whatever you think is relevant to those career options, list them into those templates, and then in the future I will show you tips on how to customize those CVs for those job postings. But for now, if you find this is useful, hit the like button, consider subscribing. I post regularly so you get access to my recent content, and until next time, I wish you all the best.